Hi, this is Suzie Cheel, and today I'm speaking with the fabulous Tess Marshall from The Bold Life. Hi, Tess.
Hi, Suzie. Thanks for having me.
So, let me first of all tell you about Tess. Tess is a fear-shattering, risk-taker, author, and a courage coach with a master's degree in counselling psychology. And she's the owner of The Bold Life, a blog about fearless living. I've been reading Tess's blog for quite a while now, and I'm always amazed at how many ideas she comes up with for all of us to let go of our fear. And what she's done is she's setting up a new course called 30 Days to Bold. This will enable all of us who have that fear inside to discover how Tess became bold. So Tess, how did you get to be so bold?
Well, I think it all started when I was born, because I'm one of 10 children, and I was number 6 from the top. And it didn't take long to realize that if I was to get my needs met, I had to go after what I wanted. You know, when you sit down with 12 people at the dinner table, if the food's in front of you, you better take what you want, because it's not coming around again. And just trying to be first. You know, all tried to be first at something because it was rare to get that opportunity. And I have a loud voice, and part of that's from being ADHD, and I think the other part is because I had to be loud to be heard. And so it really started when I was young, and I just think that I carried through with that theme. And then I'm a fun person, so, you know, as a teenager I was daring. So, you know, when you're daring, you're bold, and, you know, sometimes that wasn't a good thing. But when I was 17, I got pregnant and married, and then by the time I was 22, I had 4 little girls because the last pregnancy was twins. And so at that point, looking back, I felt like I had dug such a deep hole, I had to get out of it. And one way to get my family out was to assert myself and do what I needed to do, because, you know, it was kind of like a survival technique, because I was so young. And what did I have to lose? And so I proceeded to continue with that. And it worked, because, you know, we're still married. We were married 41 years in January, which is crazy.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, and together we just always went for what we wanted. Both of us have never been employed by somebody else for more than a few years.
Oh, right. And very interesting.
Yeah. And so I think that in itself, again, caused both of us to have to put ourselves out there over and over and over.
So do you think you've always sort of stood out from the crowd?
If I didn't, I put myself out there. Okay. Yes, I would say that. And only as I have become older have I learned that I don't necessarily need to stand out. Like, you know how it's become popular online to say, oh, we have to do epic, fill in the blank. I don't think that. I think that if we all just be our ordinary selves and do what we are meant to do, that we get in the flow that way. That we all don't have to be epic to get somewhere.
I think that's very interesting what you've said, because I know as a teenager and in my 20s and that, my mother used to say to me, anything to be different, because I was always doing things that were different, or, you know, as I said, you're probably standing out and being noticed. Have you experienced a time in your life where you actually withdrew from that and it took you a while maybe to get back there?
I think when we moved from Michigan, where we were both born and raised and lived, and we moved to Arizona 5 years ago. And I still think that I'm not out there as much as I was before. You know, and as my life online gets bigger, you really have to pick and choose where to spend your time.
I think that's very interesting because we moved here, where I call paradise, because I've just been walking on the beach this morning and swimming.
Oh, I know.
in the
That's
sea.
what I love most about all your stuff is all that beach stuff.
And we moved here 8 years ago, away from a city and things where I was very well known and whatever else. I'd been a successful and went online. And as you say, when you go online, your priorities and things change. But I found I also did a withdrawing. Things happened that withdrew. So I did get what I call the FUD factor, fear, uncertainty and doubt. And I find what you write about helps people to move forward from that fear.
Thank you.
Yeah, oh yes, it does. I'm always amazed at how many things you come up with. So what does living a bold life mean?
I think that sometimes we interpret a bold life to be that you have to be out there, you have to be outspoken, and I don't feel that that's true at all. I think that living a bold life is being true to who you are, to speaking your truth, to doing whatever you need to do. Like, there's bold people doing bold things every day, and we either don't notice them or we think bold has to be big, so we don't give it we don't pay a lot of attention to it. But I think someone that learns how to rollerblade is being bold, just like somebody that is learning how to speak professionally. That we can't compare bold lives or bold acts.
Because it's what we feel inside, isn't it?
Yes.
And
everybody's bold is different. So why would we compare?
And that's sometimes when the fear does come in too, is when we're looking outside of here, we're looking outside and we're thinking, oh, look what they're doing, whatever else. And that's when, you can become quite small.
And I will bet you that no matter where people are in their life with their work or career, everybody feels that's universal. That's what I think. I think that feeling is universal.
I think so as well. And I think also being online, I think we get exposed to it more often.
Absolutely. Seth Godin said that, it used to be we only had to worry about the neighbors, about beating the Joneses, and now we're exposed to the world.
That's right, absolutely. Well, here we are. I mean, I'm sitting in Australia and you're in Arizona. And somewhere I've never been, but I have flown over. I want to go there one day.
And I want to go to Australia one day.
Tess, what qualifies you to help people live a bolder life?
I think my life experiences, like I said, I got married very young. And when we did get married, my husband had $1 in his pocket. And we were so clueless. We didn't have a plan. But when you're young, you're blessed by that ignorance.
And you're in love.
And so to keep our family together and to, like, when the girls all got into school, I went back to college. It took me 9 years to graduate because I did it part-time. And then the girls were in high school and I went and got my master's degree in counseling psychology. I also work now as a life coach. I think all of the experiences I have had with my family, as a therapist, as a coach, as a woman, and the wisdom that I have gained is what's helped me. And my family and friends, when I was in my late 30s, they all said, "Oh, we want to be like you," blah blah blah, And they said you need to write down your stories. People could really be helped with your stories. And so that was my first book. I wrote down the stories.
Right.
And then I worked as a professional speaker for a long time. And, and we all know people love to hear stories.
That's right.
And so I just happen to have a lot of them. And then, one of my daughters was born without a right hand.
Yeah.
And she went on to play basketball and soccer in college. And now she's a manager for New Balance and does triathlons and marathons. Well, doggone it, I'm taking the credit for some of that because I'm her mom and I was her coach.
Yeah. That's an amazing story.
And so I have a lot of experience due to the choices that I've made. I've pulled myself out of my poor choices in my life.
Well, and you've become successful in so many different areas because of that.
Yes, and everyone else, nobody is any different than me. If I can do it, you or anybody else can do it. We often put people on pedestals. Don't put me on one because I'll fall off and disappoint you.
I think we all have. So I keep being told at the moment, I have such a big story that will impact so many people. And it's just, it's taking the time, as you say, and making the choice to make that a priority in my life.
And you did such a great job.
Oh, thank you. So you say there is a connection between having a bold life and being happy?
Well, yes, because if we aren't being true to ourselves, how can we be happy? And I think part of bold is being true to ourselves.
And it's about when we're being bold, we're being very positive about ourselves and about what we're doing. And I know my journey has been, people say, how did I say so positive? And been thinking about it, and I was thinking, well, part of where I live enables me also. It's a choice we made. Because when I'm walking on the beach every morning and the sun's shining and I'm swimming in the sea, I'm surrounded by such abundance and beauty. How could you feel lousy? I don't know.
That's so true. That's so true. And I didn't do well in Michigan because it's gray. We live close to the Great Lakes, and it's gray all the time, 9 months out of the year.
Yeah.
And in Arizona, the sun shines like 360 days of the year. The sky is blue.
Oh, and it's sky.
And I found out before I left that my license for psychology would not be valid in Arizona, and I made the choice to leave anyway. Right. Because I wanted to be in a sunnier state. And don't get me wrong, Michigan is beautiful. It's got beautiful seasons, but it wasn't good for me. And I knew that for a long, long time.
So Tess, can you tell me something about this new course, 30 Days to be Bold? What are people going to get if they decide to join?
Well, it's very interactive, and I think this is the first time I've done an interactive course. And so what really stands out for me is there's 4 group coaching calls.
Right.
And they'll get to see me, they'll get to speak with me. We're going to have a private Facebook page as well. They get workbooks and lessons, and there's videos of myself, and there's videos of myself interviewing other experts. So there's a variety of people all telling their stories and how they've overcome their fear. And so it's amazing. I first started looking at the videos, instead of like doing one, looking at one, oh no, that's not me. I did 5 before I looked at any. And I was so excited. I mean, they inspired me. And I did the video. And so I'm not so sure what they won't get that they need. You know what I mean? If they apply themselves and commit themselves, they will be changed at the end of the 30 days. They will no longer be as fearful, and they will have all the same tools and techniques that I've not only used in my own life, but I've used with my clients for counseling and coaching.
Right.
So they're really getting a lot. And that's all I've got to say about that.
For people who are considering wow, this might be time to step into my boldness and to really take 2013, to let go of any fear and to do the things that I've been wishing for or dreaming about. What would you say to those people, Tess?
I would say absolutely to do it now. Right. I mean, there's never a good enough reason to put it off. Unless, of course, something tragic in our life is happening. Yeah. But that's usually not the case. Yeah. So I would say, what is stopping you, and what would your life look like if you could get beyond it? And if you don't do it, is it okay to have your life look like it is, just like it is today, 1 year from now? Can you live with that? And I don't want to be the same right now that I am right now. Let me rephrase that. I don't want to be who I am today in 2014 in February. I want to be involved in life. I want to be excited. I want to be everything that I can be. And why would I want to hold myself back from that for a whole nother year? And all the people around me who would benefit are also going to be held back because I'm not moving ahead. That's what I would say.
That is brilliant. So, the final message as we leave today is just do it.
Absolutely. Just sign up for my course because you won't regret it. I promise you.
And you'll be able to see the link is under the video and will be on the video as well. It will take you there.
Yes, it is.
And Tess, we forgot to tell people, when is it starting?
It starts February 18th on a Monday, and you will get in your email, it'll be delivered, your lessons for the week and the Bold Life page, the private page on my blog where you can get all the videos and everything else you need.
Well, that's great. I think it's really exciting, and I hope to see hundreds of people changing their lives by stepping into their boldness. So today I've been talking with Tess Marshall from The Bold Life. This has been Suzie Cheel from SuzieCheel.com. Thank you, Tess.
Thank you, Suzie.